Hey, all, this is Lee from the Magic Our Way podcast, and you're listening to the BS Podcast Network.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. My name is Austin. Today I'm joined with
George.
Christian.
And George. Who do we have here with us today?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, standing at 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at a whopping 362.5 pounds, from Sleep Town, Indiana, the Loch Ness Launchster, Lonnie Rose. Lonnie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Super excited to be on the Lukewarm Cinema podcast because, like our host told me, a bit more professional than the GCP.
Yeah.
Way to throw me under the bus. Sorry, George.
No, you're fine. It makes sense, though. It makes sense, though. I think it's just the more people. It adds a little bit of more like
There's more brain cells in the mix.
True.
Basically.
More brain cells.
There's at least 4 of them here, so
At
that's a
least
good sign.
I would say at least 4. George probably has 3.5. I have a quarter.
Yeah.
Christian has the other quarter.
There's half of a Toblerone in my skull. That's what's calling the shots.
Well, to get back into things as normal, what have you guys been watching this week? Anything fun?
Me and some buddies watched all of the old Spider-Man movies. The OG with Tobey
The
Maguire.
good one.
I know the kiddies might not remember those. But they were very good.
Yeah, all our 7-year-old listeners are probably like, what the hell is that? Who's a Tobey Maguire?
Okay, and obviously some people have seen Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home. Some people saw the short-lived Andrew Garfield movies. Okay. Our first experience with Spider-Man in our generation was our boy Tobey Maguire. Right? Squirrels? Oh my gosh. The YouTube poop compilations are hilarious. There's no context for that I can explain in this amount of time. But Spider-Man 1, great movie, super well written for like the first like real cinematic shot of a Spider-Man movie. I was very impressed, even all these years later when I've seen like, let's say, better ones, I guess.
I can call them bad. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
so
I learned some stuff rewatching them, it puts them higher than they were before.
Okay. Is it like an initial reaction thing to you? Like that, like, your first big Spider-Man experience. So you're like, that's the pinnacle. Like, it's like that one joke that Louis C.K. tells where it's like, he's like, this is the best sandwich I've ever eaten. And he's like, really, bitch? Is this the best sandwich you've ever eaten? Is this really, you're going to go on your entire life and this is the best sandwich you've ever eaten? Is it like a similar situation?
No, just to give like the abridged overview, Spider-Man 2 is the best out of the original trilogy. I second that. Okay, we got real-time verification of fact.
I
really enjoy that one like a lot more than the first and definitely the third one. All right, so boom, fact check on the spot because it's true. Spider-Man 1 is still really good. Great. And then unfortunately, I'd say Spider-Man 3 is the worst, although it's better than I thought it was. And then, if you want to talk about the new ones, I'm having a war in my head because I just rewatched them. I thought Spider-Man Homecoming was the best one I'd seen. But rewatching the first trilogy again, Spider-Man 2 is really good. So it's definitely, it's definitely hard. And, I like the Andrew Garfield ones too. If you remember when Gwen Stacy was played by Emma Stone.
Lovely Emma Stone.
Exactly. Yeah, Emma Stone was nice Gwen Stacy.
Bang.
They made 2 movies. Elektra was played by Jamie Foxx. People trash on them, but I like it. So that's the abridged stand.
Okay.
What about you, George? What have you been watching?
I'd say probably the most entertaining thing I watched this week. We had I'm a Big Brother fan. Big Brother season is coming to the end. We got there was 8 people in the house. No, there was 9 people in the house. And They did a triple eviction last night. And it's crazy. They've never done a triple eviction before. That means 3 people got sent home. It's a show where, people are stuck together in a house. You make friends with people, you win competitions, you vote people out of the house. The one that's standing at the end wins. That's Big Brother. And last night, 3 people went home, which typically it's only one. And then like once a season, they'll do like a double eviction, but they've never done a triple eviction. And it was like, it really shook the game up a little. Highly recommend you guys like go back and watch this season. Like it's tough. There's already been like 30 something episodes.
Were they scared? Like, was everybody just on edge the entire time?
Yeah, because they do it all live. They kick. So like there's competitions. You have to win the competition to put people up to vote out. And then there's another competition where like the people who got put up that were going to get voted out, they have a chance to like win a competition and take themselves off of being voted out. And they did 2 sets of those last night, which is like crazy. But yeah, Big Brother. That's what I've been into. What about you, Austin?
I was going to ask our guest first.
I
How
can't
rude
even,
of you, George.
I'm so used to like looking here at Chris and then this side of my vision, my right hand
usually
side.
doesn't have
You
a
just did a show with him like 2
that's
hours
usually
ago.
what
What's
the
going on?
usually doesn't have a
stands.
big white beast on the right side, but I'm
now
here
I do.
now.
I feel your presence now, Big Dog. So what have you been watching?
Nothing really this week, except I did finally get to watch Equalizer 2. I don't know if you guys watched Equalizer with Denzel.
I haven't.
Very good movie. Like he's just a complete badass, like ex-CIA or Navy or something, and he just absolutely destroys some Russian guys. I mean, like what more
Sounds
can you ask
classic.
for?
Is it like I remember Denzel most for his coaching roles. But like
I
this
feel
one,
like it's got to be like an early 2000s action shoot 'em up movie.
Actually, it was released in like 2015 or 2016. The
Goddamn,
first
I'm
one.
off.
It had
Really?
Chloe Grace Moretz. She was in there, and she was like a prostitute, and she was being like in a prostitute ring by these Russian guys, and he bing bang boom took all of them out
Exactly.
and
like that.
saved Chloe. So that was pretty
I
dope.
caught the end of that movie on TV the other day.
and they're in like a Home Depot,
And
he's
I'm like,
using
why is
and
Chloe
he's-
Moretz playing the hooker?
and he's using everything in the Home Depot as his as like his weapon. Like he's using nail guns, and he's like setting up like barbed wire traps, like just some absolute badassery. And then the second one is like he reunites with some old pals, and then he finds out that they're bad guys, and then he has to kill his old pals. So it's pretty
I
intense.
low-key want to watch these movies now. So
Like
it
it's real,
sounds-
like it's like an older Denzel, like when he's like 50, like almost like pushing 60. Like it's an older Denzel. This isn't prime, but I mean, like, I don't know, he's pretty prime in the movies. Not gonna lie,
he's a
like he's
stud.
really like he's the guy, you know.
He's a
Is
stud
that the one
muffin.
with the credit card scene? Like he's in the hotel room
Yep,
and I
yep.
see that all
That's
the time, and he's like, he like
Equalizer 2. He used the credit card and like freaking jagged the guy's head open and took out like 5 other guys in 20 seconds.
and they're like, what are you?
yeah, they don't know what he's gonna do, but he knows
I'm
what he's gonna
excited.
do.
I'm excited to watch.
He knows what he's gonna do.
We got an extensive backlog of movies we've got to watch.
Oh, I have so
my
many
God.
movies I need to watch.
We need to like do that one day. Like just make a list for each
We got
other.
to make just an Excel sheet and I'll share it with you.
What
guys.
is
Like,
the,
where we
like
got?
what's probably like the most like popular like best movie you haven't seen
Yes,
that you know you should watch but like you haven't seen?
most of the Marvel films.
Fight Club.
Really?
Oh, Fight Club too. I haven't seen Fight
You
Club.
haven't seen Fight Club?
I haven't seen Fight Club either.
Oh, all right. We all got to do
Okay, all
that.
right. I have
We all gotta
somebody
do it.
with me.
Damn, have we
Hey,
decided?
all
Is
right.
that a-
Everything I've seen from the movie looks totally great. It's just like you have a list of movies, but you never follow the list. Something shoots out to you and you watch it. Look, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch Fight Club.
And you're gonna be glad you did.
I like
100%.
Oh, yeah, I'm
the
sure we're gonna be glad.
discombobulate scene.
I would say for me, I think the one that pisses me off a little bit that I haven't watched is the Godfathers.
I haven't seen those either.
That was mine.
Neither
That
have
was
I.
mine.
Well, you're a true paisan. You come from
Well,
the
like
Italian background.
that's the problem. There's so many Italian mobster movies I haven't seen like full on 100% through.
There's one. I forgot which one. So I used to work at the Mob Museum for a little bit, and
that's
they
cool.
had like a movie playing in like the third level. Well, actually, first level. Start from the top and go down. So there's a scene they're talking about mob movies, and this guy's like, yeah, so this guy, we had the guy who was a mobster, and he was like, no, that's all wrong. I did it like this and like did it like that, and then we realized we had the guy who killed this person in the scene, so he redid it for the scene and re-killed the dude that he actually really killed in real life for the movie. I gotta figure out which movie it is, but yeah, the director was like, holy shit, I got the dude here in the flesh who killed this guy. What? All right,
That's
I guess
crazy.
so they
How
put
could
him
he
in.
be here and
Well,
and
he
then
got
he's
he got out
and then he-
for
what?
he got out of prison for like snitching. He had,
What
like,
was-
hey,
What was that one movie that came out with De Niro? The Irishman. Did you guys watch The
I
Irishman?
have not watched that either.
Mm-mm.
I
haven't even seen The
sat through it.
Sopranos.
I sat through it. Not gonna lie, I did fall asleep, but it had a good beginning and a very strong, solid ending.
Because that's all you saw.
and the middle part
Middle
was just
part-
a lot of Al Pacino.
Middle part, I guess you could say it's fuzzy. Don't really remember it,
It's dark.
but it's classic Italian mobster story. Except Robert De Niro is the Irishman, of course. Pretty awesome. It's a good movie. I recommend you should watch it, but like only if you have 3.5 hours on your in your
Oh,
day.
see, that's
Awesome.
tough. That's tough
Is that
to
a
do.
weekend?
Exactly.
aside.
That's why it's like I watched it late at night. That's why I ended up falling asleep and waking back up for the ending. Like the finale.
Damn, this is crazy. How did we get here?
I was like, holy shit.
All right. Well, I guess I'll
what
go.
did you watch?
So, I work from home.
Yes.
I have my computer next to me for work. So I watch a lot of YouTube for background, and I'm answering emails here, doing simple tasks here. So I was watching this dude on YouTube. I watch a lot more YouTube than I do TV.
Same.
I was watching this guy named Legal Eagle, and he's a lawyer, and he reviews like laws, films, or he'll go like, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What laws did they break?
I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. I've
so
seen
he-
some of those.
Two of the ones that I watched were Always Sunny episodes, and one of them was the Bird Law episode.
Oh my god, yeah,
And
the one in their court.
So that's how I saw the episode, was through this guy, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the?" And then the second one he did was when is it Dennis? Dennis, right? The handsome guy.
Yeah.
Dennis is the
He's eating cereal in
Pretty
his
boy.
car, and then Frank hits him.
Yeah,
So they
hits him
have
from
court.
behind.
And the funny thing is like at the end of that episode, the lawyer's like, "See, when they agree, like, all right, if you can drive there without spilling your cereal, we'll believe you. If you can drive there without hitting somebody, we'll believe you." He was like, "See, that's how this would be handled in like civil court." He's like, they can agree on something, and it's a task, so they have to do it. I was like, "That really? That's how they would settle this?"
It's Always Sunny, bro. They do that with a lot of their episodes.
Well, yeah, but the lawyer was saying,
It's
like,
legally possible.
yeah,
to-
he's saying that's the
that's how
best
they
route.
would go about it. No, it makes sense.
Can't argue with
They-
the law.
Well, I
You
like,
can't
I
argue
like
with the law.
I like
What did they say about the Bird Law episode? Because
he was like, I like, he agreed with the judge the entire time. What the hell does this have to do with anything? Because he's like, you can't just go in there and be making nonsense about like, he's like, I don't know about bird law. He's like, I'm a human lawyer. I don't know.
you gotta like, I would wonder what would happen. What's the craziest thing that's ever been asked in court? Because he was like, Charlie calls up the guy to the stand
The hat.
with the hat on,
Can you take your hat off?
and then he has a bird expert, like from a university, come in and try to speak with the bird, and then like realizes he doesn't actually speak pigeon. So then Charlie tries to speak pigeon to the pigeon. And then I wonder, like, is that anything like
pigeon?
that? Was that, do you?
I didn't know you spoke pigeon. That's very good.
that's actually very offensive in their language.
You have 9 of them at your window right now.
You just insulted their deity.
They're
They're thumping on the window.
their deity, the French fry on the street corner.
Crinkle cut French fry.
He was saying though that they would have translators, and the funny thing is because every time, like in a law movie, they're always like, "Oh, well, I call the witness this person." Everyone's like, "Oh," like in real life that doesn't happen because you have months of preparing. You know who everybody they're going to call to the stand.
That is true.
So he goes, "You have time to prepare." Like OJ, he was talking about the OJ trial, and like he was saying, like they knew for months that he was gonna have to try to fit in that glove. So I think he like woke up, get his hand a little bigger so he could fit. Also, he was wearing like latex glove over it too. Doesn't add much, but adds
What
something.
if OJ
That's
had a
interesting.
fake black hand on, and then when he took off the glove,
like the lawyer from the
hand-
Bird episode.
yes, like the freaking hand comes off with the glove. He's,
Oh shit, my bad.
I must be shedding.
Have you seen have any of you guys seen My Cousin Vinny
Yes. Oh, the lawyer did.
with Joe Pesci
It's great. It's so
and
great.
Marissa Tomei from Spider-Man Homecoming? She
I've
won an
seen it.
Oscar for that movie, Best Actress.
Oh, dude, it's great.
It really is. It's a
we gotta
phenomenal
watch
film.
it. It's a great movie. And this lawyer was like, a lot of this is really good. He's like, it's my favorite movie, but apparently lawyers like to use the Chewbacca law or
What?
Chewbacca
Elaborate.
Chewbacca defense. So in South Park, Chef gets sued by Capitalist Records for a song that he actually wrote previously, but because it sounds so Alanis Morissette song, they're like, we're suing you. And he's like, how the hell are you gonna sue me? I wrote the song. So then he brings his lawyer, and then they have the lawyer from the OJ trial, the one who said, if you're not fit, you must acquit. And so he goes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chewbacca. He's from Kashyyyk. What are you doing on the Forest Moon of Endor? That does not make sense. And that wins him the trial every time. So he sues Chef, and then he ends up becoming Chef's lawyer and does the same thing again. Everyone's like,
Okay, makes
so
sense.
apparently, like, it's like a lawyer joke. They'll be like, oh, they're using Chewbacca over here. Like, it's just something that doesn't make sense.
I get it.
I like it.
Yeah,
And it
that's
wrapped
what I
around
watched.
where?
Yeah.
So on YouTube, are you a person that is going to be searching regularly, like, okay, I'm in this kind of mood, or do you kind of just go with the flow of whatever YouTube
Yes
gives
to
you?
both. Sometimes I'm like, I want to see something. Like, I'll look up, like lately I've been working on like my stock portfolio. So I'll go in and be like, hey, what are some good stocks to look at? Or like, what are good high dividend yield stocks and stuff like that. I'll watch that. But like most of the time, I'll see something on my like For You page or recommended, like your homepage. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just pop that on.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll
Okay,
get
makes
to a
sense.
loophole.
That's usually how I do it. Just whatever they recommend you, honestly. Because I mean, it's usually okay, you know.
I know you. They
Yeah.
have so much data on you, Lonnie. And
They have so much data on all of us. Well, we have some news, everybody, and George is going to go ahead and get us started on it because there's some pretty good news coming up here. I would say news.
yes. So let me get my broadcast voice in.
I gotta do like a broadcast, like dun, 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 dun.
Hello,
Yes.
listeners.
Good morning, America. Here is your news. In the cinema universe, or should I say the Marvel universe, the first Muslim woman and representation with the first Muslim superhero, Miss Marvel. You heard that correct. Markham Teen Aman Vellani has reported landed the title. Jesus Christ. Restart this. This sounds so bad. What? Okay, let me read this one.
You
George,
didn't
you're
vet
killing
the
it.
article.
You're killing it, George.
And we're
Technical
back.
difficult.
Technical difficulties are what is that called? The script writer had epilepsy and was just typing random words in, but he will be fine.
My
Markham,
scriptwriter, it's George's brain.
So there's a teen. She's going to be the first Muslim superhero. This is going to be aired on Disney Plus. It'll be the first ever Muslim superhero in the Marvel universe. Bam. Period. Based on what you guys know about the Marvel universe, what did you guys think when I first brought it up? Like,
Cool.
I have a question about it.
Yes.
Is this going to be one of their TV shows, or is this going to be a movie?
believe it's going to be part of the TV series. Yes.
Okay, so somewhere on the similar tier of they're doing WandaVision, they're doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Something about Loki too, right?
Yeah. So I could see that. I think the shows are a cool way to potentially like test an idea. Like, are people going to want a movie of this?
True.
You know, but something that I wanted to bring up is that with the Marvel movies, we're in a really weird spot to where they finish the big arc, right?
Yeah.
With all the Thanos stuff. And like, I don't know how everybody feels about what's next. Like, there is no like big arc building up. It's just like a bunch of movies in the middle. I don't know if I'll be as interested going forward in everything. And I don't know if they're working as hard to build like a new arc like they did the Thanos arc. So I'm just like, I don't know what everybody thinks. But
Well, like that's their job, you know. Like they're gonna want to keep people, you know, buying tickets to the movie. So they're obviously gonna do something big. Like I didn't read the comics much, but I know a little bit about, the different power levels of different characters and stuff like that. And they can only, after Thanos, there's not many people that are, more powerful than him.
Except for Rey from Star Wars, so they wrote her
What do you mean?
Ray?
from Star Wars, the last Star Wars film. Sorry, one of our
Context.
earlier episodes, we went on a rant about that movie, about how they were just like, she can do everything. Rey.
Can she? Well, because I didn't see the last one that they
They,
just made.
they made her so powerful that she killed the franchise. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
That's
I
a
know-
good way to put it.
I did have one. She's Palpatine. Oh, spoiler alert! She's
We already
Palpatine's
spoiled it.
granddaughter, right?
We already spoiled it. Yeah.
Double spoiler alert. But yeah, that's what it is, right? So that's why she had that natural affinity towards the dark side and stuff.
All right. Back to Marvel.
Anyways,
At least, I'll
but
still even want to
it
watch
is
a Marvel
rumored-
movie.
I'll just jump in so you guys know what her superpower is. It is rumored that she will have the power to give every young woman in the world the strength and the courage to do their best at whatever they choose to do.
That's her power? Like,
what's
legit?
a better superpower than that?
Yeah.
Flying.
Flying strength? I mean, like, it's
Well,
cool.
like
Like,
her
they need a
technical-
role model.
Okay,
but
well, Miss Marvel's technical superpowers, she can like make her body parts bigger almost. Like not Mr. Fantastic
Oh, yeah,
because he can
giant
like
this
stretch
time.
his. Oh my god. But I guess yeah. But like she can like, manipulate the size of her body parts.
the one that's in that new Marvel game?
Yes.
Okay. Not
she's
to go too
she's
far
like
into
one
it,
of the main playable
but- Okay,
characters
I
in
know
that game.
who we're talking about
By the
now.
way, I was just kidding about her superpowers.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
mean-
totally ironic.
But
But
I mean,
I'm not a
I'm
comic
su-
buff,
but
so I
I'm-
don't know what they are, though.
But I'm sure she would inspire tons of
Yeah,
young
which I think is
female-
cool.
That's the
Which is
point
good.
of this role. That's what they were getting to. So in a way, it is her superpower.
It's a
That's
Yeah.
like that's a
it's
real,
like it's like
that's a real world
it's like a
superpower.
secondary superpower.
yeah. I can.
The main superpower is the body manipulation.
That,
Yeah.
That's how she can beat
Could you
people
imagine though?
She
She's
could get
like,
make a bigger. Okay,
oh my
I'll-
god! All right. She's
I
talking at
thought
like
it.
she's talking into like a bunch of kids. She's like, I'm a superhero. What's your superpower? I bring confidence to little kids. What do you do? I can make my fist bigger and punch.
She has the ability to switch between genders.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Marvel 2050. Hey, dude, it's on the way.
Gender
Let's be
fluid.
honest.
He's like, I need a cock for this situation.
Dear, got demonetized.
Boing.
So, look, I guess you could say. Back on topic,
Yes.
Miss Marvel. You could say, like, and it's not too far off base to say, okay, maybe like these are like pander plays, like, oh, we're gonna have a Muslim superhero. But look what they did with Black Panther. Okay. They chose a movie that's about a certain culture. They made an awesome story out of it. That's all
True.
that's happening.
True.
And they've already crossed the female superhero line. They did Captain Marvel. And if you want to look at the DC side of things, they did Wonder Woman. So like that in itself isn't even new,
It's coming. It's coming. Like you said. I think I'm glad though. Like if any new arc to go with, this is what the generation is growing up with. Is this symbol of unity. And I think they realize
inclusivity as well.
Yeah, what they realize from those superhero movies is that they're powerful fucking movies. Like you said, they change the way a country is feeling. They
Yeah.
invoke that kind of togetherness in a weird way.
Could you imagine if they tried to release Endgame like right now in quarantine?
Ooh.
I think
What, like Disney Plus
It-
only?
no. Like
Oh.
if they were like, we're gonna release this shit in theaters. Spent so much goddamn money on this.
I think they would still just shelf it until
Our infrastructure would crash.
like,
It might be like honestly the most downloaded movie of all time.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that. Like
I think it would overcome, but see, I think Avatar, I'm not sure if it's the most watched movie of all time or
Avatar, I think
I think it might be highest grossing.
highest grossing.
makes sense.
But I mean that movie was
Because
really good.
Endgame's up there. Because Endgame made
I
The
think like top three.
superheroes are like global. It's
I
not
wanna
just
I want to say top
United
three is like
States.
Avatar, one of the Avengers movies, and then like Titanic.
I
probably.
like Titanic. Did you
I've
guys
seen
like
a Watch
Titanic?
Mojo on this sometime in the
yeah,
past.
I Watch Mojo has given me the information. What else do you have for us today, George?
So then the second piece of news, and I know we had it mentioned earlier, but Jamie Foxx is in talks to return as Electro for Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie.
The
third one. Now, I'm no Spider-Man buff, so you guys actually got a chance to see Jamie Foxx in this role. What should I expect? Because I expect Jamie Foxx to be funny, like kind of like Horrible Boss is funny, but then can get serious like Django serious. Is this a nice in between of those two?
I think it definitely is. Okay. And we have to unwrap the ridiculous history of Spider-Man movies to contextualize all this.
Well, like we'll just go The Amazing Spider-Man. So the second reboot with Andrew Garfield, that's where it starts off with. So the first movie was whatever, it had the reptile guy, right? If I'm not mistaken. And then
yeah, it had
And then with the second one, they had like a good amount. They had a good amount of villains in that, so it was hard to keep track of all the different ones that they had because they kind of did a little too much. He is a villain. That's the sad part.
Yes,
but he can be a good villain.
George is genuinely defeated right
he
now.
could be a good villain if he does it correctly, though. I feel like he was okay. He was pretty much the main villain, but like his whole villainous story comes from Spider-Man didn't remember his name. That's why he that's why he was bad, because Spider-Man didn't remember his name. I think it was Max. I remembered his name.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Electro, he's the guy with electric powers. He's an antagonist in the comics. He's an antagonist in this one. Jamie Foxx himself, people are very mixed on him being Electro. I liked him. I thought the way he played the character was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad.
But I agree. The way it was written was a little like, we're going to throw another villain in here. We got to figure out why he's here. They gave a crappy reason. But now, how this connects with something we've already seen happen is J.K. Simmons, who played Jonah Jameson. Yeah, he played Jonah Jameson, the guy who runs the newspaper company.
Yep.
In the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire.
He's Alex Jones.
Exactly, it's all connected. It's a multiverse of Spider-Man. Okay, and you got to understand, Doctor Strange's going to open them all up. You're going to see Tobey, Andrew Garfield, Garfield the cat, and Tom Holland.
There's going to be lasagna somewhere cooking.
Okay, but look. Oh, see, that's almost a J.K. Simmons voice right there.
Yeah.
That was
Are you
close.
serious?
J. Jonah Jameson.
So he was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He got announced at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home that he's going to reprise his role. Right? And in Spider-Man 3,
yeah,
we've already seen something similar happen coming from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. Now, maybe Electro from Sony's little Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he might get brought in for the sequel, which I'm totally in support of because that gives his character a new chance to be and the Spider-Man movies that Marvel has made so far have been really well written.
Like,
so I look forward to what they could do with him.
Like, because I thought Mysterio was an amazing villain.
Exactly, Jake Gyllenhaal.
If Jamie Foxx, because he's an Oscar winner, like he's phenomenal. He could definitely bring the meat and potatoes to that film if he becomes a good villain.
I saw a factoid about the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, and did you know he's actually like that good that he did all that shit with power? The movie, it's not CGI.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have telekinetic powers. He just did that, bro. And they said, roll the cameras.
He's just built different. I mean, what else can we say?
All right,
He's built different.
Podcast's over.
Call him the Prince of Persia.
Edward.
Did he do Prince of Persia?
Let's not talk about that.
I was fucking Lindsay Lohan, and she thought I was Jake Gyllenhaal. So I said, call me Prince of Persia.
Jake Gyllenhaal exists beyond planes of our
Bubble
understanding.
Bubble Boy.
Okay.
Remember that one? All right, we got a little bit of news left before we get into our main segment, and it kind of leads into our main segment. We talked about this earlier as news, as a rumor, and as a little bit of like a fun fact. Borat 2 is coming out, ladies and gentlemen, October 23rd on Amazon Prime Video. We watched the trailer earlier. Dear God, it looks like it's going to be a great
I gotta
time.
rewatch it. I've already forgotten it.
It's him and his daughter. Bringing like his daughter to America to sell her to Mike Pence.
I hope he doesn't sex her.
No, he probably does. But like
oh my God.
he brings
We were
her.
stoked.
we were stoked, and we were so stoked that it actually led into our main segment, which you will know if you've clicked on this episode, which is Borat. We watched Borat again, and we went back to like middle school.
Yes.
Lonnie over here hasn't seen it, so I'm curious to hear what Lonnie has to say. We'll get to that in a little bit, but
Borat 2.
Borat 2, 23rd.
October 23rd. So just at the end of this month. Kind of hard to believe we're already in October, man.
Yeah, I turned 23 tomorrow, man.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Happy
Thanks, everybody.
early birthday.
Hey, by the time everybody hears this, it'll be past my birthday. Dang.
Yeah. Well, happy.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get
From the
NyQuil drunk.
viewers. Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
That's the way to. Have you ever done a full bottle?
I've done when I had COVID. I did a lot of NyQuil.
Honestly,
I lived on NyQuil and Dayquil.
okay. I will. Can I share a quick experience?
Yes.
So I was a dumb young high schooler, and we had codeine, like
I had that.
liquid
I've had
codeine.
that. Yeah.
Real,
So like you know what?
Like real deal, bro.
Yeah, like real deal. Like
Like
it was a
lean.
prescription. It was
Future
old.
approved or
Yeah. Well, so I one night, you're just experimenting. Like, okay, I want to drink some codeine. So I was like, let me just. I did some research and stuff. I was like, this should give me enough to like get me in that like lazed out kind of hazy stage. Oh my God, bro! Like, not only did I hit like a hazy stage of like I just feel so just sleepy. Everything's just like moving slow. I had the wildest dream of my life. So enjoy yourself. Go on a little spiritual quest. Maybe you're gonna like.
I'm gonna go on a spiritual quest to fall asleep away from it.
You might go to sleep for 18 straight hours.
Were they vivid?
Full bottle.
Were the dreams vivid or
Yeah,
lucid?
vivid enough because I
Were they
typically
lucid?
don't
Could you-
dream.
could you
No,
control it?
No,
That's
I've never been able to do that.
I've never been able to
neither.
control my dreams.
it's it's low key disappointing.
I just keep falling, and Christian's chasing me, yelling at me with a rubber fist.
Get back.
But let's get into it.
Yeah.
Borat, George.
He definitely wasn't on Cody.
He was-
They might have to come up with the idea.
They might have, but
I feel like
talked about
we
this.
have to explain the premise just in case.
Borat?
So Borat is a man from Kazakhstan. He is going to America to learn about the USA and take the lessons back to his country. He goes to America. I hate doing synopsis, but I'll just give a brief.
Yeah.
He goes to America, and he basically just lets loose in America. And
They're here to film a documentary about how good like the American life is.
yeah,
Because like the Kazakhstani culture, the way they portray it is like misogynistic,
old
Like,
fashioned,
Anti-Semitic.
anti-Semitic. Yeah.
extremely anti-Semitic.
Just completely opposite of what America is and all our freedoms and everything.
But when you and I talked about this, because we watched it as kids, you even said your parents took it to you thinking it was took you to it thinking it was like an educational film, and then the full frontal cock in your face.
Yeah.
Halfway through the movie, but
Yeah.
we realized when we got older, it's hella satirical. It is probably the most satirical film out there.
Show this if you have a 10-year-old at home, show it to him. If you're that kind of family, and
Or you probably
tell
think,
them this is real. Like this is so that they have the same experience that we had.
yeah, because I thought it was legit real until I
Same.
did some research.
Same.
Like, and the great thing about the Borat 2 trailer is like people notice him, so he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I'm glad because that's the thing I always think about in these films where you're being really satirical, you're really well known. Like obviously there's these moments where shit does not work out. And like I wish we could watch the deleted scenes one day about Borat.
Is
But
there the
so
shit?
are we missing anything? They came to America to film a documentary. And
He falls in love with Pamela Anderson.
that's the
That's the story,
story
arc.
arc where they're trying to get to California. They start off in New York and it's like a road trip.
Oh, but then he finds out his wife dies. Like perfect timing.
It was it was like the second day they made it to
And
America.
he first finds out about Pamela Anderson. My wife is dead. High five.
So I'd say what you guys can compare it to for people that have never seen it before. A lot of the pranks I've seen done like on YouTube lately. Like if you watch
Jackass. Old
Impractical
Jackass.
Jokers is
Yes.
another good example of it.
yes, taking people who do not know what's going on and just playing
Absolutely.
cruel
Yeah.
practical jokes on them.
Cruel practical, just absolutely obscure. Like just showing up and calling a prostitute to a dinner party. and being like, "This is my friend."
And they get away with it because of the Middle Eastern play on it, right? Or the
Some of the stuff I do believe they got arrested, like in that
They had to
hotel
have.
when he gets that fucking neck.
They had to have. So Lonnie, it was your first time ever watching Borat in its entirety. Give me like your least favorite part about it all. Like what was the film missing?
Not really anything, and I don't think it made me laugh the whole time. I enjoyed the story arc, especially how it tied all the way together in the end from that little scene in the middle. I just thought it was really well put together. I thought it was super hilarious, right? And I'm honestly glad that I was able to watch it because I've never had the chance before.
Okay. So it wasn't missing anything in your eyes. It was the
Not
first
really.
time through. That's important because I feel like when we talk about movies a lot, that's like typically like we want to go to first off is we wanted to see this. So I'm glad that, for you, it seemed to tie together.
Well, because I'm not super versed in like dissecting movies like as well as I want to be. Like I watch a lot of videos about them, but for the most part, I just take a movie as it is. Like when I first watch a movie, I usually watch it at face value, and I just either I like it or I don't. And then maybe on multiple viewings, I understand more things that happen in it, like different jokes I didn't get before, or different things that make the scene more tense, stuff like that.
Okay.
But Borat itself, I thought was really well put together.
So what I feel like for us watching it as adults, it's so funny because we're revisiting it, but we watched it as fucking children.
Yeah, no, like I legitimately watched this in the theaters with my parents. Oh, I had mentioned this before. Like that's the kind of household I grew up in. Where
Like what age, if you don't mind asking?
We were in
I had
middle
to.
school.
So the
Like
film,
when you saw it with your parents, what age? Like how old were you?
Well, we were in like 6 or 7. I think it was like in between 5th and 6th.
2006. So I was
I thought
I was 4.
I was
in
8 years old.
2006. I was 4 in 2006.
8, probably about to be 9. But no, we weren't in middle school yet.
we just remember it.
That's
a lot from middle
that's
school.
like
we
elementary
talked
school.
about
That's
it in
probably like
middle
That's
school.
like fourth.
4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about when I saw it. And my parent, I tell this story too. Like my dad was like, "You want to watch South Park?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, just don't say what they say." And I'm like 3 years old. I'm like, "Okay."
That's but yeah, okay, because you can't like when you're a parent, I feel that like sheltering your kids away from
Harry Potter is against Christianity.
right doing that shit too much, you're
Yeah,
gonna
like,
end
fuck
up
off.
with people that are anti Harry Potter. That reminds me of the script.
How could you
But
be
anyway,
anti
Chris, you were
Harry
about
Potter?
to say something, were you?
Yeah. So that's definitely something to talk about. Is that like, I think it's funny, like the parents who shield their kids from offensive humor, even though like we live in the most like offensive like world. So it's like, oh, he's saying bad words. Like, yeah, you're gonna see a lot worse stuff if you like go outside and have a job. And so that's always funny. Like I think we were blessed in the way that we were able to see bad shit when we were kids.
And learn from it.
But for this movie, okay, something very important to point out is that it's one of those like reality footage prank style shows where it's like, okay, here's your actor, he's gonna go make some random people react. They don't know it's being filmed. They don't know that this is like a prank of sorts. So the story is, yeah, he works for a TV station in Kazakhstan. He has to go to America and document his time in America for the station, right? That's the story. But then, right when he gets there, he's on a train with his little accent, talking to random passerbys on the train saying, hello, I'm from Kazakhstan. And, these are just people trying to live their life in New York, right? This is on the train. And, the first guy's like, hey, fuck off, like the, and like the whole joke is like, the whole satire is we handle different cultures very poorly,
Very
Yes.
aggressively.
and
So,
the narrative was very good.
This is the difference that you see in the movie when they shoot shit that's really just at the spot, random moments like that. It's a lot different of reaction than they get when it's a planned out meeting between Borat and, let's say, he met with like the joke consultant. like somebody to help teach him like the American humor. That dude knew he was being filmed, so he allowed Borat to, like, oh,
Get away with some stuff.
this is how they must act in Kazakhstan. He just kissed both cheeks of mine. He is telling me about how his retarded brother's locked up in a cage
Bilo.
and how his sister is flaunting her pussy in front of his retarded brother and saying, you will never get this. You will never get this. And this dude is sitting through this and isn't like, okay, I get it. Enough. You know what I mean?
Then,
Or like,
and then he lets Borat explain, like, and then he break the cage, and then
He got it.
he get
The joke that's being played on is that Borat, he's purposely interacting with all these random people and making it obvious that he does not understand the American way of life because he's this like weird savage from Kazakhstan. So he's overplaying it. In one part of the movie, he's getting a hotel room, and the guy is showing him to his room who works at the hotel. He says, "Oh, step in." They step into the elevator. Borat starts opening his suitcase and unpacking his stuff.
like a 4x4 elevator.
Yeah, it's a tiny elevator, okay? Like 2 people could barely fit in there. Borat thought that this was his hotel room because he's from Kazakhstan.
Oh, you are very nice.
And the man in the elevator with him worked at the hotel. Had to explain to him, no, this is the elevator that takes you to the floor.
I'm
I
pretty
will
sure.
not switch to smaller room.
Yeah, he's like, I refuse to accept smaller room. I feel like, though, as somebody who worked in like entertainment and hospitality before, like I met a lot of people from India, a lot of people from China. Like they're not used to certain things that we are out here. So like I feel like in those industries they're a little more forgiving with that stuff.
See, elevator guy was tolerant.
Yeah, elevator guy
He
was
was
tolerant.
totally chill ass guy. He was really kindly explaining it to him.
The comedy
But
guy
that's
was really
not what
tolerant.
we always see.
No, oh no, you'll goddamn terrorist, get out of my elevator. As he soon to come to realize later on in the movie. But it's just it's such a good movie, and it's so like I want to say don't. They're gonna watch it anyways, but don't show your kids.
yeah, because I mean, if we're gonna get into it, your kids have the power of the internet. We had the power of the internet, and I know exactly what the hell I did.
Pokemon.
And it was not what any 8, 9, 10-year-old should be looking up. I had a laptop at the age of 12.
It was
Probably the
the
worst
anarchist
thing I
cookbook.
ever got. Seriously. Your kids are going to see everything.
I mean, look at Nice Boys or Good Boys.
Yeah. Would you rather
Yeah, that was a good movie.
would you rather walk them through it? Would you rather smoke your first joint with your kid, or would you rather have him
Eat off to fucking
do it out?
3D animated
Hey,
movies.
we're smoking this new thing. It's called crack. You want to take it?
Rather me show it to you than anybody else.
I don't.
Johnny Depp with his kid. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It's like in a controlled environment. Like,
Yeah. So I mean, but before you even begin to watch Borat, understand who Sacha Baron Cohen is as an actor.
Yeah.
This man,
he is a god when it comes to method acting, character
Okay.
acting.
One of the best there is.
He's done it in numerous films. Like he has Bruno. He has The Dictator, which The Dictator is like a traditionally shot film, but Bruno is the same exact thing
Mm-hmm.
as Borat, and now we got Borat 2.
Did you see Brothers Grimm?
I did not. I did see. He wasn't Sweeney Todd though. Remember
He
him?
was.
He was Sweeney Todd for that. Those are, and he was good at that too. But I feel like Bruno takes the cake. Like
Oh, but-
that dude literally like had balls in his face.
If you
For
like,
a role.
if you like Sacha Baron Cohen, definitely look up Brothers Grimm. That's
I will.
that's phenomenal.
I
That one's
will.
really good.
But that man like took a dick to the face for comedy.
69 shot. That's so those are like the little scenes in the movie. When it comes all together, it's like a Jackass film in the sense where there's just a whole bunch of different skits.
That's a good way
It
to
just
put
has
it.
a plot slightly tying it all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those the scenes where the plot ties together with Pamela Anderson, you can tell that those are like put in there to progress the plot along. Like
Yeah, he's probably like,
those
hey,
aren't
film me.
randomary scenes. Like those are put in there to
Explain the plot line.
yes. But yeah, it's I would say there's probably 15 to 17 different little skits throughout it.
Yeah, like different encounters. And the only one that I know of for sure, and I have brought this up on the show, is the Pamela Anderson scene where he tries to marry her. And poor Pamela Anderson, like I want to say it was her hip broken, because some dude tried to like tackle them to save her. So they had to do it twice. They had to record that scene.
Okay, so a good thing to bring up is the plot of this whole thing. Like we said, there's a like tiny plot that like makes him basically first he has to film his thing in America in New York, but he's at the hotel and he sees Baywatch come on the TV. He sees Pamela Anderson in the swimsuit. He decides, oh, what a beautiful woman. I'm in love with her. I'm going to go to California and marry her. So then that's okay. We got our grain of plot. Now we could fuck with people on camera for a little while, you know, en route, you know, he has to hitch a ride and they try to buy a car and he meets all these people on his little adventure to California. And then at the head of the plot, he tries to marry Pamela Anderson, let's say.
He tries to kidnap her, which I do know is a tradition in some like Asian countries.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
No,
or
it's
not.
on Vice. It's on YouTube.
No, you said that and you had that little look on your face.
I
was
will
like,
show it to you after this. I promise you. There's a legit country that practices that.
And
Where
I
they,
need the evidence.
okay, Vice.
yeah, Vice.
I know Vice is legit. Vice goes in. Why is every other Vice video of them in the fucking Congo somewhere, like out in the shit?
Have you seen? You know that nerdy white guy that has glasses, and hair?
Yeah,
He's the one doing it, and he was like, "Oh, is he gonna steal her?" And he's
Hamilton.
Like, no, not Hamilton. The super white nerdy guy.
Oh,
and he was like,
so many of those on Vox. You just hear on Vice.
Yeah.
You're describing about half their staff right now.
But yeah, that's a legit. I'll show you it afterwards.
Okay.
It's serious because I watched it. And I was like, oh shit,
This
really?
can't be real.
Oh, but the best part, and what had us all laughing at first, was Borat's wife, and he's leaving, and she's like, "If you cheat on me, I'll snap your cock off." Wait, what?
That's a great piece of dialogue.
Great piece of dialogue.
'Cause
She's a good actress.
It fits. That completely fits her character.
What I want to know is, because I had this thought when we were watching it today. They start to do these scenes where it's all in captions and like they film them like in a coffee shop and they're both talking in like the Kazakhstan language. I want to know, like, is this them just bullshitting gibberish back and forth to each other? Like literally in front, like in these places, and you know, nobody knows the difference and they're just typing in whatever dialogue.
I feel like Sacha Baron Cohen specifically tried to make it sound like very Middle Easterny just
Like
to get people on age.
Well, he probably studied some of the dialects in the different ways
And he
that
probably
like the
fused them.
language. Yeah, and he probably like did something completely new to make a Kazakhstan.
Great language.
And then they tell him that he needs to shave his mustache so he doesn't get confused with a terrorist.
Okay, so out of all the skits, I think we can go around. What is one that really stuck out to you? We'll start with Chris, and then we'll go like clockwise.
Okay, a lot of good
He
skits.
brought the mic closer. It's getting serious.
Oh fuck yeah, he sat up a little.
Okay. You know, how about I go over two that I really liked that were particularly
do it.
fun?
Okay.
Talking about microphones. When he first gets to New York, he goes to the news station because he actually was supposed to appear to explain, you know, oh hi, I'm coming from Kazakhstan. I'm here to learn lessons from America to bring back to my people. And so the news station is gonna interview him, right? He goes on the interview. He says, the guy tells him, okay, go out there. We're live right now. But you know, he only knows Kazakhstan. Okay, he doesn't know English very well. Right?
Kazakhstan is like, I want to say like, so this was shot in the mid 2000s. I want to say they're like 1980s, 1990s. Like that's the time period they're stuck in like, as a society.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, and you know, fortunately calls it like racist or whatever. The whole satire is depicting Borat and his culture as being like unadvanced and savage. It's part of the satire because it's like, oh, here's how America looks at immigrants for whatever reason. It's a satire. It's cool. It's woke. I promise. Okay?
It's woke.
Back on topic.
Cancel us.
They say, okay, we're live. Borat walks out and says, before we start, I'm not going to even try to do the accent. Okay, I'll do it a little bit, then I'll stop when I think it's bad.
Okay.
Just because.
No, I think each one of us has to do the accent to see who does it the best.
I agree. Baron Cohen, he does such a good accent. Like, I believe he's Borat. The fact that he's a different ethnicity.
Yeah. When I saw Sweeney Todd, I was like, look, it's Borat. Mine was like, no, that's Sacha Baron Cohen. And I was like, Borat.
It's Borat.
Okay, hold on.
The gears of Borat are constantly turning in his mind. He's done such a damn good job. Okay, but he says we're live. So he steps on to the shot. They are live. This is his thing. He takes it as they're not live yet. He goes, he tells the reporter, "Oh, excuse me, if I need to go to the shithole, I need to go to the shithole, so you tell me minute before. So then I go to shithole and I come back, I do show." And the reporter says, "No, we're we're live right now, actually." And he's like, oh. He realized he's on TV. This is the shot. So he stands up, right? So he's out of shot now because he stood up. It's old analog type stuff. He says, yes, very excited being USA, right? He's doing a Kazakhstani accent, which he does way better than me. Trust me. It's like this man was born and raised in Kazakhstan, right? Beautifully done. He acts super awkward. He says how I come to America to learn your lesson and bring it back in my country, Kazakhstan. Is there anything else obscene that he did that I'm missing here?
You were talking about the microphone.
Oh, yes. He starts, okay, once he realizes he's on live TV, he gets embarrassed. He stands up. He's like, "Oh, America." The reporter says, "Oh, sit down. Okay, we can talk. Sit down." The reporter gets him to sit down, switches to the right camera, getting in shot now. Borat starts speaking and he looks to the reporter and says, "Oh, do you have a microphone for me to speak in?" And he has a clip-on microphone. And the reporter's very kind at this point. He says, "Look, see this on your shirt? That's your microphone." And he says, he tests, he goes, haha. Should I do it?
I can make it not so abrupt.
Okay, so he's realizing the clip-on microphone what it is. So he says, he's like,
Hello.
Hello, America.
Rip headphone users.
USA.
Okay, so he does that on a this looks like you turn on ABC in the morning, a legit station. This is what they're doing, and he just totally he asked to go to the shithole on camera and
Live
screamed and ear raped their microphone. That was the funniest part right there. Was him ear raping the microphone.
If you want me to, I'll drop a fun fact here on that.
Please do, because I don't have any.
The Mississippi news producer who accidentally booked Borat was fired. So that news producer got fired. And she wrote, the news producer wrote a letter to Newsweek saying that it took her 3 months to find a job and that she was in debt and everything. And she said that Barry Cohen was being hailed as a comedic genius that was upsetting her because they're like, "No, this man wasn't a fucking genius. He caused me my goddamn job."
But he is a genius because you didn't even know he's a comedian.
Listen, bitch, nobody would have known who you were if it wasn't for Sacha Baron Cohen being the genius. Okay, you could say I might have possibly helped produce one of the greatest films of all time, Spin Zone. You thought you were in debt and jobless.
Boom! Now she's a producer on a major film.
Bam! I would love it if this is where Sacha Baron Cohen could tie it all together. If he was like, "I want you to come and help produce Borat 2," and then see what kind of humor she has about that.
Or if she's just like, "No, fuck you."
Dude, are you serious?
So,
okay,
Chris, you said you had another one.
Okay, yeah. First great thing about this movie was, wow, extremely funny. That was a real news broadcast that they ruined because they're like, haha, funny man from a different country. Hilarious. Ear raped their microphone. The other great part of this movie was the satire, because the whole movie is saying it's funny that we treat immigrants like shit, right? But then while traveling the country, he sees these people who are just act terrible, totally evil towards him. You know what I mean? And what was really crazy was he was going to sing the national anthem for a rodeo
In Texas.
No,
Texas.
Alabama.
Alabama? That's even worse.
Okay.
Birmingham.
Good context, because there is, if you know the culture, there's a difference there, which I'm not going to say what it is.
Good buddy.
So he's going to sing the anthem for a rodeo in Alabama, right? You got all these good old boys in cowboy hats. He's, this is before the show. He's talking to this old guy who's involved with the whole thing. And, they're just chatting. And somehow they both start agreeing about how, because, okay, this is post 9/11. You got to understand, that's just how shit was. They start agreeing with each other about how they have to like destroy all the Middle Eastern people, right? Borat starts going on about it, and like he does this thing throughout the movie where he shoots something like kind of offensive at one of the passerbys that don't know they're being filmed, and then they reciprocate it, and you're like, whoa, hold on. This old guy started agreeing with him, like, yeah, we're gonna, once we, okay, let me get to the real funny thing that happened. He tells Borat, hey, you look kind of like a Muslim because of the mustache, man. I'd really suggest you shave it off. And believe me, I understand. They're over there in the Middle East. They're going to take care of this and then you'll be fine then. But maybe for now you should shave the mustache because, they might think, oh, that guy's got a bomb on him or something.
Exact words.
And you have to understand, this is not an actor. This is the reality prank shit. This is some guy that they pulled into the whole thing.
He's the manager of the rodeo.
He's the guy who manages the radio.
Well, that's what makes it good is that it's just straight up real people that they're talking to.
Say that again?
That's what just makes it so great is that it's just straight up real people and their actual views. Like that's like America. Like
that was the whole point of the movie.
That's like America being America at its core. Like you're going to have, and that's what I also thought was really cool about it, is that it's super inclusive with everything. Like it talks about, gay people. It talks about Middle Easterns, and it addresses a whole bunch of different things. And it just like brings light and comedy to all of them. And it's just really awesome, honestly.
So fact about what was going on there and how this gives you a little insight as to how they get a chance to do these wild ass things, right? So the producer that allowed Borat to perform in the first place, he was fooled because when making the film, Borat, the 20th Century Fox put together, a fake production company, a journalist story, and what they had asked him for to like also to perform the national anthem was a demo CD. So they sent in a demo CD, right?
Probably somebody else singing
the
it.
dude never listened to the demo CD. The demo CD was blank. So he just saw the story.
That's some Joey Diaz
he saw
shit.
the production company, and 20th Century Fox was probably like, no, you don't have to pay this dude at all. He's doing this out of the kindness of his heart for his documentary. Don't have to pay him. Bada bing, bada boom. He's in the rodeo. He's talking to the guy that said, probably shaved us, and so he goes out. I think we're at that part now where he's walking out about to sing the national anthem.
So the rodeo guy is kind of like laid down some kind of like racist shit on him.
Also homophobic.
About, yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah. They're dude. It's just painting how crappy, like the crappy things people say. All these people that he meets, basically, he walks out. He realizes like, oh, he starts cheering before he does the anthem. He's like, yeah. Or Borat starts like trying to like rile the crowd. We're going, I support America's war on terror.
No, of terror.
Yes.
War of terror.
I support America's war of terror.
And everyone's like, yeah.
And
America. Lonnie, we got to be the Americans in the background.
America.
All right.
Fuck
so-
yeah.
Yeah. You guys.
What's
be
the next one? What's the next
good
one?
old boys. We're going to smash all of their villages and rape their women.
Yeah.
Good buddy.
Hell yeah, brother.
And like it seems pretty normal enough, like for that crowd. That's their normal, okay, not mine. But it's stuff that wouldn't like be off-putting to them. The last thing he says, "We will drink the blood of the Muslims."
Or he said,
George Bush will drink the blood of all the Muslim men, women, and children.
I was like, yeah.
And like there was a like kind of a pause, but then they were like, like they riled up more than every other time.
No, the president when they said that George Bush was going to drink the blood of every man,
woman, and child
in Iraq, they lost their shit.
They're like, fuck yeah, brother.
So like that, dude, there's definitely like an expose type thing going on in this movie, and it's pretty damn interesting. But from that point, then he's like, okay, he says, I'm going to sing the Kazakhstani anthem over to the tune of the American national anthem. And this is the thing. This is what he does. He hooks him in by, it's like, the benefit of the doubt, he's just foreign, so he doesn't understand things, but they like that he has the spirit, right? So that's why they
He's a little
cheer.
confused, but he's got the
so
spirit.
if he
Yeah.
wouldn't have done that shit at the beginning, they would have fucking shot this.
I'm
God,
surprised
they-
they didn't shoot him.
So
Yeah.
I'll give that fact at the end here. So they go into it. You want to give us your best rendition of this little national anthem?
I don't remember the lyrics. I'll do it up.
I was gonna say they basically just say like every country is shit and Kazakhstan is the best potassium.
Okay. He says, I'm going to sing the Kazakhstani anthem over the American national anthem. I'm pretty sure these people are expecting him to just sing the American national anthem, like, because they do that at any event with Republicans you're going to say.
Yeah,
that's
no,
just how it
they,
works.
they were told he was just going to sing the regular national anthem.
So first he says that they don't really react much because they're like, huh? Then he goes something like this. Kazakhstan is greatest country. All other countries are little girls. We produce the best potassium. All other country are potassium bad.
I want to say he gets like one verse in.
Yeah. Oh, he gets one verse in, then you start hearing boo, boo, boo.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here.
So that's what I was gonna say. The next part is here. The people after, when they were like talking to him about the whole thing, because it made like headline, obviously. That the producer team and all the actors, they sprinted on out of there. And when they were interviewing people after, they were talking about like, if you would have stayed out there any longer, like there was a good chance that they would have fucking killed not only Sacha Baron Cohen, but then also the team helping them
the whole
film
group.
it. Yeah. Because, it's really like people real, like, I mean, this is 2006 and they probably filmed it in like 2005, 2006 when it was released. This is 4 years fresh from 9/11.
People are mad.
Oh man, like they might have thought it might have been something like that. You know what I mean? So, boy, great 2 skits. I think that's excellent.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
Because this is already a long episode.
Yeah.
We're already almost a little over an hour in already. Give it. So here's how I think we should continue this. So you gave us your 2. We'll keep telling our greatest or like our favorite spots, but we got to let Lonnie know the rating system we have here on the Lukewarm Cinema
Yes.
podcast. So Christian, I'm gonna let you go first.
Please do.
Go ahead and explain our rating system. if you
Okay.
could.
So, and you got to understand that, why would the Lukewarm Cinema podcast use a unique rating system? Well, Rotten Tomatoes has their 1 to 100. Some places use stars. When you really get to the core of rating and you look at the science of what a rating is supposed to do.
Hold on, Chris. I think it's important that I get this on video. This is a big.
This is a big moment.
Yeah, because
Everybody will be seeing this.
Scholars are going to be
Very big
referencing
moment.
this clip.
So we're back to the rating system.
So, most ratings, sometimes you have 1 to 100, sometimes you have out of 5 stars. Everybody has a different rating system, but when you get to the core of the science of film rating, the actual most expressive degree of measurement is out of 5, not pears, not oranges, but the tropical pineapple. We rate out of 5 pineapple. Okay, and I'm not the numbers guy, I'm not the science guy, but our experts kind of took care of that.
Christian's lawyer is a cat, by the way.
Not anymore. He ate some spaghetti I left out and puked, so he's kind of on the bench.
Don't you know you're only supposed to feed cats lasagna?
Well, I didn't feed it to him. I left it out for 3 weeks.
Okay, so go ahead and give us your rating.
Okay, so out of 5 pineapples. Ooh, definitely. Probably like 5 pineapples, honestly. Which I almost said 4.5, but it's big brain and it's also giga funny. So for what the type of movie it is, I'll say 5 pineapples. Pineapple, pineapple,
We're gonna have to do it.
pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. That's 5 pineapples.
I'm gonna have to take that snippet and just. Right, there we go. That's our new sound
That's the
effect.
new
Maybe-
pineapple
I think
notification. That's only for
the sound effect that you got to put like before we do the rating.
All right. Lonnie, since this is your first time ever seeing this movie, I want to hear something that you took away from this film that just made you like a deep go off from your diaphragm. And then give a shot at our ratings. We got to play test.
I mean, the dinner party, really, really funny. When he shit into the bag and brought it to the table. What the fuck? What the fuck? And then the lady went back to the bathroom with him and taught
God
him how to
bless
use
her.
it to. Yeah, what a wonderful woman.
They were hanging in there till the end, but she was like, "Oh my god!"
And then
Probably
I'm
was like,
sorry.
"It's like having
Does
kids."
anyone remember the name of the prostitute that showed up?
Leanna?
Something like
Lunel?
Linnell.
Linnell. Yes.
Yeah, so Linnell came over, and that's when they shut shit down. They were like, I cannot handle Borat anymore.
We can handle you calling our guy who's retired retarded. We can handle you.
my God.
We can
Okay,
handle you
yeah,
bringing
I
us your shit in a
completely-
bag. But once you bring a prostitute over, it's over. Oh,
I
she was also black, so maybe they were racist too.
Oh yeah, that's also a good point. But I was completely like, no, maybe the funniest part of the whole skit is when he was first talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "I'm retired," and he said, "You are retard." And then he starts talking to the other people at the table saying, "It is very nice that you allow your retards to eat with you." And like, oh man, that is just like, that's gold right there. Like that is gold. Like there's no, like, that's just an easy language barrier mix up. And it's just pure comedy gold.
And it's funny because like once you know it's Sacha Baron Cohen's an actor, you know he's like in his head, he's like, "Oh, gold."
He's like,
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
God. This is easy pickings. Like this is
Yes.
what I'm supposed this is
Yes.
easy. But finally, I'll say that's probably my favorite scene. But on a scale of 0 to 5 pineapples.
and this is important because we've at least twice now, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I saw when it
At
came out.
least twice.
My
So
first viewing.
yeah, your first time. So this is like a real raw like
So
review.
raw.
I'm gonna
so
give the
raw.
most honest opinion, the most honest pineapple I can right now. 5 pineapples.
Hey,
You
we got
hear that?
another 5.
Pineapples, because you know what? Everything Christian stated before is absolutely correct. All the
I
satire is
influenced you.
the satire is
I
beautiful.
feel
Like the
the power.
satire is perfect. Like it's
influenced
just
him.
always funny. Like you just like, and then like it also shows you like the deep like just fucked up shit that can happen in America and how like fucked up some of the people can be, and also how nice some of the people can be, because there's
How much they'll put up with.
because you really get to see like
Like that driving instructor.
yeah,
Who was like, he's like, you know what? I could be a boyfriend.
that was
all right.
another that was another good scene. That was another good one that
He
I
started
forgot,
off
but-
like, all right, we're not fucking around, to being like, I
But
could be your boyfriend.
just like the whole movie, it was done beautifully, especially in like the documentary type deal. Like that's just like that was literally the perfect way to. If this was a regularly filmed movie, it wouldn't work,
it would
not at all. But as the way it is, it's honestly perfect as a 5 out of 5 pineapples.
We've got 2 5 out of 5s. All right, we got to go to George now.
Well, okay. Obviously, last takeaways. The thing that people need to realize, because I've been seeing a lot of people on YouTube film these prank videos, and what people miss is that you have to get people hooked in. Too many times people go straight for the I need this reaction, or like, let me be crazy right off the jump and like startle them. But you get the true comedic gold once you give them a compliment. You start like showing them that, like, oh, I'm not entirely a bad guy.
You lure them in,
Right.
little sweet nothing.
That is what he does in this movie better than anything. And obviously I'm gonna continue along with the 5 pineapples
Well, you
rating.
didn't even give us your favorite scene.
Gosh, because I was trying to think.
Even
man.
narrow it?
There's too many. Yeah, there's literally
No,
so many.
I think watching, going back on it, I think the scene that kind of really took me by surprise again was when Borat walks out of the shower. He still has like bubbles on his legs, and he has his towel wrapped around him. And then just on the bed is his buddy that's been with him the whole trip, just jerking off to Pam Anderson in the Baywatch magazine. And no, like obviously Borat was just mad because, Borat had treasured that magazine and this dude's beating off to it. So they're both naked. They're both wrestling on the bed. They like are throwing each other around the room. And then eventually they leave the room, naked still, because, they're fighting. So they're trying to get away from one another. They run into a crowded elevator. Now, I would love to know if that elevator scene was like legit or not. There's so much.
Had to
After
be.
you watch,
It had to be.
after you watch this movie, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Like
What is actually what am I like?
Yes.
What is real right now?
because it does such a good job of blending it. Most of the times, like a scene like this is a huge scene. They knew that they were like, "We got to go fucking next level." They sprint into the elevator naked
And
with
then
a
they stand
family.
there.
And then they stand there. And the best part of it all is like while the cameraman's in the corner recording them, they like corner this one chick that's in the elevator. They're both naked and they're fucking, you
And
know,
not
like
fighting
they-
either. They're just standing there
they're-
normal.
Yes, they're because if they
You-
were fighting, then
They
people
don't
would
find
have.
an elevator, of course not.
Yeah. So then, as soon as everybody left the elevator, they started chasing each other around the hotel lobby. So, like, in a span of 5 minutes, they're naked in an elevator, sprinting in the hotel lobby, and then they run into like this one big company's sales convention or whatever.
Like a conference almost.
It looked like a banquet, actually. People
Yeah,
were
that's
like
what it looked
dressed
like.
up really nice, and they're sprinting in there naked. And his buddy that's naked, he's a husky fella. He's running around. He's fucking got a scraggly beard.
He's
got
not
a
easy
big
on the
bald-
eyes.
He got a big bald patch on the back of his head. He's sprinting around naked, and then somehow they make it up to the fucking main stage,
Well, I think they just
both
blitzed them.
naked.
And they're
Yeah.
also yelling in their foreign language the entire time.
While Borat's swinging around the rubber fist. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, they mastered like this like fake gibberish. There's no way they learned actual
No,
Kazakh
I
language.
feel like what they did
No
is
way.
they probably. I feel like because of how good the acting was, they must have spent months like living as those
Talking.
characters.
Yes. So finishing all that up, they sprint on the main stage and they're just wrestling naked. I mean, and everyone's like fucking shocked, right? This is the last thing you ever expect.
And no one really wants to go tackle a couple of naked guys.
They fucking manhandled
Dude.
Azamat and like drop his ass off the fucking
Oh,
They
well,
stage.
they did once
they
they
did
had
not,
enough of the shit, yeah. But
They did not take any shit. Those security guards threw them off the stage fast. Sacha Baron Cohen, there's this one scene, like the last shot you see is like this one, it's like the security officer just goes and grabs Sacha Baron Cohen by the neck, but like smacks him.
Like,
yeah.
Like
you
just
ever see
come
those?
here.
You ever see those videos of kids getting smacked in the back of the
Yes.
neck? Does that ever happen to you?
yeah, that was
Like
Yeah,
that-
my
that
dad.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, like hard. Like you heard it for real.
So that was my favorite scene by far. And like I said, what I'm looking forward to in this next one, is the way in which he goes about reeling people in. I hope he stays true to it. I hope he's not just going for the quick laughs.
Oh no, he's too invested on like.
Yeah.
If you notice, like lately, he's been very politically active. I feel like Borat 2 is going to be just as satirical. not
What?
more.
Where does this release?
Like in the
a week and a couple of days
Oh, that's planned.
before the election. And
literally
there
there's
was in the preview a shot
Mhm.
of him dressed up as Donald Trump
Carrying his daughter as a woman.
and going into a Mike Pence rally or whatever. You're going to see a lot of
Oh, is that who that was in the commercial? That was
Yeah,
Mike Pence.
that's Mike
Yeah.
Pence.
Oh my god, that makes it 10 times funnier.
yes.
I couldn't
Yes.
tell who that was.
So, for the sole fact that I am just so excited to see this on October 23rd, I might have to break our pineapple system. I'm giving it 5.5 pineapples.
Whoa.
Wow, 5.
Has that ever happened before?
No.
Pineapple Requiem has been
We've
achieved.
never given anything
We've broken
a 5.
the meter.
Yeah, we've never. We might have to come up with a prestigious award system here on the Lukewarm Cinema podcast.
What's been the closest movie to a 5?
We've had like 3.5, maybe a
Cars
4.
2.
Cars 2 is my 5.
What?
We haven't watched Cars 2 together. I'm just kidding.
It's a.
It was, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
All right,
Cars
well,
1 is
so
pretty
you
good.
give it a 5.5.
Yes.
I guess I should wrap this
And
up then with
I'll
mine.
say right
please,
now
please
to
elaborate.
do this, we will start posting. I'll have like a
we gotta
pineapple
do
wall.
that. We gotta have a pineapple wall like in school.
Yeah, and then we'll like put our ratings up or something.
Well,
That would be cool.
We'll put like the wall of like fame. You'll
Yes.
put like Borat up with a 5 on it.
That's like Hall of Fame status of a film.
I'm
Yeah.
glad
Truthfully.
I'm glad I'm here for a Hall of Fame
Yeah, your
podcast.
history in the making right here. Well, I'll give mine.
Go ahead.
My favorite moment is the whole movie, but one of my I love every segment. They're so great. My second favorite is when they're with the African American. outside of their like projects, and they're like teaching him how to be them. And so he walks into the hotel sagging his trousers like with the belt still on. And then he walks up, he goes, "What's up, vanilla face?" to the dude behind the counter. And they kick him out. Like that's my second favorite. My first favorite though, after rewatching this, was when Borat went to go talk to the feminist. And
that was good.
And he goes, "Do you think a woman should be educated?" Like, and they're like, "Yes, definitely." He's like, "But it's proven that women have brain the size of squirrel." Our mad scientists.
Doctors.
Well, it was the one guy, and they were like, "Well, he's wrong," and he goes, "No, he good doctor in my country." But
Dr. Uzek of Kazakhstan has proven that women brain size of squirrel.
Yeah, but like he pisses them off to the point where they like are like, "I'm done," and he's like, "Come on, baby,
Come on, pussycat, smile for me a bit."
Pussycat calls one baby, calls him pussycat, and like if you release that today, oh shit,
Oh my god! Expect hell.
oh my god,
Expect hell.
a lot of this could not fly. 99% of this could not fly today.
That's what I'm.
That's why I'm excited.
That's what I'm hoping he's gonna do in the second one. Like he's gonna do the shit that he's not supposed to do.
Oh, he is, because he was in the news a month ago at that rally, and he was singing like a very racist song. And if you look in the previews, that's the outfit he was wearing as like the fat suit. So
what I'll toss in is because the whole big name of the game nowadays when you film these things is consent. And I feel like when you have Amazon putting their money behind this film, the level of like, production is really upped, and people are more willing to be like, okay, I'll be on this. Like, as opposed to if you're just some kid with like YouTube camcorder and you're trying to do this shit, like they're not going to be like, no, I don't want to be on your weak ass film. But like if they're like, oh, 20th Century Fox, I'm signing off on to be something big, then they might,
But it could also be that a lot more staged because Amazon's like, we don't want to.
I think that's where Borat 2 can fuck themselves if they do too much of that stage.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes
some
Borat.
of it already isn't, because he made news.
All of the stage stuff in the first one was part of that super thin plot line that they had.
Yeah, like Pamela Anderson was staged.
Like all that stuff was staged.
I feel like some of it was legit, like stage. Like also,
the scene when he picks up with the guys in the RV with the frat
staged.
guys. I thought that was staged too. I thought that part was staged.
Fake.
Before I give my rating, one of the things that I find is funny is the two political people he was going to talk to gets cut very short. Like you get the first one, he was like, my wife make this cheese from her milk, her tit milk.
Oh my
and he's
god!
Like, he's already like swallowing, and he's like, and that's all you see of that man.
Yeah, no,
and then he goes,
that's it.
And then he, oh my god! And it shows you like what Christians say, how primitive like their society is and savage. He goes, next we talk to a man who's a real chocolate face, and it's black guy.
And it's a black guy.
My god!
What did he ask him?
He asked him about the gay guys he brought up to his room from the Pride Parade, and he's like,
and he's okay. That was also another phenomenal scene because he went to the gay Pride Parade. He's like, these people are a lot more friendly here.
But then he's like,
and then he like the two gay guys take him back to his hotel room, and then he goes into the bathroom with one of them with the big rubber fist. That's where he gets the fist from, and he's like, "You're telling me the man that took me into the bathroom and shoved the fist up my anus is a homosexual?"
And he's like distraught when the guy goes, "Yeah, it sounds like."
Oh my god!
So
that's correct.
Because of course he doesn't know, but like, how do you not know?
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
okay,
he didn't know that it was homosexual at the time, but now he's like, now he like can't live with himself. Like, that's
like,
just like such a
some
perfect
cultures. They're like
Exactly.
some of that is like, oh, that's
like that's such a perfect it's just such a perfectly done scene, and the way he reacted to it too is just like that. Like there's a reason we gave this movie 5 pineapples, folks.
almost full. I'm my reading.
Oh yeah, here we
If
go.
you ruin it,
I'm not gonna ruin it.
Honestly, with
There's
three
no
other
pressure.
votes, with 3 other votes at 5 pineapples and mine at 5.5, Austin,
yours gets canceled out anyways.
unless he goes lower than a 3.2,
like a 4.5.
the average stays at 5.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
I think you might say 4.5 because nobody's perfect and there's always room for improvement.
Lonnie, what do you think?
I think since you referred to it as the whole movie's my favorite part, I'm gonna say you're definitely gonna give it a 5.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way you're gonna ruin the perfect.
No,
Perfect.
I'm gonna even without the perfect circle. It's a 5 for me out of 5 pineapples. I think we need to add this to the Borat wall. We need to make like
Yeah, a Hall of Fame movie wall.
Hall of Fame, and then we gotta like hype it up for the new one and be like, look, movie's great, watch it.
I think that'll be a podcast. You expect that right out.
Absolutely,
as soon as,
we're gonna watch that movie.
When is October 23rd? Is it what day of the week is that? I'm looking on my
It
calendar.
ends with day.
That is a
Or
correct
why?
statement.
Why?
October 23rd, we are looking at a Friday.
There we go, and that's usually the
another
day
good
we
day.
record
That's like, it ties together perfectly.
perfectly.
We'll make a day out of it.
Anybody have any last things they want to add on this movie before we seal it in the Hall of Fame vault?
Palindrome. I don't remember what that word means.
Look it up. Leave it as a comment of our video. Christian's got an important vocabulary test this week, and he needs you guys.
Please, guys. All I know are Kazakhstani words. I can't even type backwards R on my computer.
Oh, we should.
I tried pulling off the key and turning it around.
We should all finish out the episode talking like Borat.
I can't.
We
do
got to
that.
see who has the best one.
Wait,
We did-
what
we
was
did
that-
that.
What was
Well,
that little
it's-
line he kept saying? Cinque.
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 We'll do that at the end, but
Cinque.
Cinque.
we have our busy work at the end of the episode. We got to do it at the end of the episode.
Taxes?
That too. We got to let everybody know where to find us.
All right.
Latitude.
Okay. You could find the Lukewarm Cinema podcast at the on my my cousin Bilo's Spotify at the Lukewarm Cinema podcast, and then on the Apple. You cannot eat this apple.
Is it Radio Apple?
The apple, if you could eat the apple, would taste like my wife's milk from her teeth. Apple Podcast, Lukewarm Cinema Podcast, on the stage. That goes super Spanish. The stage your podcast. And then you guys, please buy a Lukewarm Cinema Podcast shirt. Like, this is a swag ass little emblem that Austin made us, and you need it
Look.
on a shirt.
In 2050, the international currency is going to be built up devotion to the Lukewarm Cinema podcast. And, our new constitution is going to be set, but all that stuff. And your shirt's going to pay off.
One shirt is worth like $1 billion in 50
Kazakhstan.
in 30 years. Just keep in mind.
It's an actual like bridal gown. It has
I actually heard that we are getting some listeners in Indonesia. Cinque. Those listeners.
that's actually not wrong. That's
Is it
actually
not?
No. We have a good broad spectrum of listeners. People especially in Europe and South America, a little bit of Africa.
I was talking about
especially.
Cinque.
Oh no, I was talking about not wrong about we have people from Indonesia. Cinque is not wrong.
If you listen, we love you. And it's not sexual unless you came at us wanting us to reciprocate that feeling. Then it would be, but only if also you're of age. We don't do that cutie shit.
Yes.
Many pineapple go to this movie. Very good.
As George said, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. And until next time, guys.
Cinque.
Cinque.